Welcome to the third season of the Ashlars podcast. We are thrilled about our progress and, more importantly, grateful for your support and encouragement. We are going in strong with ever more energy and passion into the third season of our humble little initiative. That is, to show the true light of Freemasonry by being India's first and only podcast on Freemasonry. In this season, we continue to highlight papers by Indian Masons and showcase the wealth of Masonic knowledge and wisdom in India. Additionally, we will also shine some light on various other degrees beyond the craft, with a view to help Masons discover the true joy of being a Mason and expand their horizons. As a disclaimer, the thoughts and opinions expressed here are solely of the participants and do not represent any official positions, including those of any Grand Lords or constituents thereof. Best efforts have been made to keep the conversation on the level for brethren and non-Masons alike.
Exactly, that's also the other side of the question. And I want to answer that first because in Freemasonry, right, or rather when I joined my craft lodge, I used to see an average attendance of around 25 odd folks, and we are a lodge of around 55. So I'm good. Like I can say I'm not bad, right? I'm like really like around 35-40% kind of folks used to come, and it's still there. I still have around 20-25 folks who keep on coming, and my lodge always has the, what should I say, the ballpark figure of having 50, 55 to maximum 60. We kind of go to 60, then it kind of comes down, then some people join in, some people leave. So we are always in that level. So I always used to wonder, I never see all of them. And one day I actually asked one of my senior Masons, like, who are these guys? This is obviously my first formidable years, right? I don't even know half of them. Forget anybody, forget half. I knew only like 5 or 6 of them because they are the ones whom I used to meet regularly. Then these are the folks who have obviously are busy in their work or busy in their family life or whatever it is. They're not able to. Some of them are moved out, but they're always members. And the interesting part is I started interacting with some of these guys. And I used to genuinely wonder, like, are they genuine? Are they actually interested in being members? Because they don't come at all. And these guys are vehemently opposed of the idea that they want to resign. That's the best part.
Yeah.
They don't want to resign. They want to continue their association with Freemasonry. They say, I'll definitely come. So they are happy with that. Now these are the folks who just started wondering, are they happy with what they have? And they straight away say, yes. Okay, but there are so many more things which are there. Fine. I still like only this. So that is also possible. As a master Mason, ideally, I always feel that you should know about other orders because that allows you to know about it. It's like, as you said, right? Until unless I do not cross the city of Delhi, I will never come. There is something called Noida. I will not come about Gurgaon. I will not even know about Punjab. I might not even know Rajasthan. Where will I see the beauty of it? But also very important point, and I want to bring it right now. Do not forget your roots.
Exactly.
You have started from there. Do not forget. And there is no way you can forget it. That's the best part in Freemasonry, right? The moment you think, oh, I would like to go and do this, I would like to do this, I would like to do that in Masonry. And like, I don't want to. I want to kind of ignore my hometown, or I want to ignore my the craft which I was part of. It's like a cutting of an umbilical cord. Every association breaks down. Every association falls off. You can never come up and say, Shishir, I'm pretty sure that you and I can never think that the 10th standard, 10th grade school where we completed, right? I cannot come up and say, oh, I don't want to be associated with you. I can tear off the certificate. No, you can't.
You can't.
Technically, even if you tear a certificate, doesn't matter. The records are still there. You can't remove that record.
Yeah.
And the moment you think about doing that, you're gone. There is no connection to that.
And just to add to what you're saying, right? At least in Masonry, it doesn't matter what other order you might join. You really cannot let go of the roots simply for the fact that all those orders actually build upon what you have been taught in your 3 degrees, right?
Exactly.
So saying that, okay, 3 degrees are done, I'm done and dusted, not even going to think about it, you move into some other order, they again harken back to what you learned in the past. So you It's not like you have to sit and mug up everything. But the point is that teaching, if you are a master mason, you will be going through all those meetings, so it will sit in your head anyways, whether you like it or not. I mean, once you keep seeing the same thing over and over again, it tends to just sit, make its place in your mind. But the point is that it will always go back to those teachings. In one way or the other, it will. So that's your foundation. But then expanding your reach, expanding your knowledge, expanding your mind is a noble pursuit. And that is where these things will help you.
It's an amazing pursuit, Shishir. You and I have spoken about this enough number of times. Why do you think you and I started even this whole podcasting
Exactly.
stuff? Because we realized that we have a plethora of information and knowledge in our country, written by Masons in this country itself, and we are not able to share it with the world. Why? Because obviously it is there in some of the pamphlets or some of the booklets which are released in the region.
And it's just within Masons. It's just doing the rounds. Right? Yeah, it's exactly, a closed loop. Yeah.
And I know research related, something which is very specific or esoteric, which cannot be shared, that's absolutely fine. That happens, like, and nobody can come and blame us, right? You know why? Because very simple. You go to a theoretical physicist. They themselves have a smaller circle of discussions happening, which is still not ready to come out. So that is still is part of the discussion. But once the discussion is up to that level that it is going to help people, and with that understanding, they are able to share that information in any of the scientific journals. And those scientific journals are available for everybody to read.
And not only that, the other reasons also coming from a scientific standpoint, right? Now, if let's say, if you're talking about, I'll take an example of Hawking radiation, right? For a very long time, people thought whatever goes into a black hole stays within a black hole. There's no way it can come out. But then Hawking radiation talks about things coming out of the black hole, radiating out of a black, if I remember correctly. Don't shoot me if I'm wrong, but that's what I think it is. But the point is that there is some radiation coming out of the black hole. Imagine Stephen Hawking revealing this before it was even confirmed. It would unnecessarily cause a lot of stir among people. But if he does it after it is confirmed, and confirmed how? Peer review, right? You bounce it off other researchers, and then they sort of do a research on what you are saying, and then everyone comes to consider saying, yeah, you're right. That's when it is going out. So again, the whole point is that there's a lot of info about Masonry. There's a lot of info, research done by Masons in India. It's circulating within Masons in India itself, and maybe a little bit outside as well. But I think it's good time to have some of this information, some of this knowledge and wisdom shared with everyone, so that people know what is Masonry. People understand what Masonry is all about in reality. I mean, people always say it's a secret society, and that's like 0.01% of the whole shebang. It's like looking at the bumper of a car and saying, oh, I don't like that car. It's not looking good. Whereas there's a lot more, beyond that.
Yeah, exactly. And see, that's where it comes, right? It boils down to that point. Do I need to go ahead or do I need to stay back? Absolutely fine, whatever you decide. That's the best part in Freemasonry. We never force anybody to do anything. Why? Right from the beginning, till whatever orders you join or till wherever it is, Freemasonry ensures one very important aspect, which is you join on your own free will and accord. Now, that means, and just think about it from your perspective, you would have school friends, right? You obviously had school friends, and some of them took the route of engineering. Some of them became doctors. Some of them actually joined chartered accountancy. Some of them just said, okay, you know what, after 12th standard, I would like to just continue taking care of my own family business. Or maybe he said, I don't care about anything, I'll just go into sales. So after 12th grade and all, or after 10th grade also, you never know. People have done that. Does it make them any inferior than what you would have done? Shishir has done PhD, example, and I have done just bachelor's degree. Does it mean that Shishir is much more superior than me? Maybe knowledge-wise in that field, yes. But I might have done bachelor's, let's say, in physics, and you have done PhD in humanities. Two very different aspects. You cannot even bring them together. So it's absolutely fine if you want to move ahead or you want to stand there. It's absolutely fine. It's important to know It's good to know, but it is not, I won't say that it is compulsory for me to move in. Definitely not.
I will put it this way, that as a Mason, it is important for you to take control of your Masonic career.
Yes, that's the best one.
And what
That's
does
the
that
best.
mean? What does that mean, right? I mean, Ranesh has already mentioned that very clearly, saying that uh, whether you want to move ahead or you want to stay put where you are and maybe move ahead later, totally up to you, totally fine. Again, it is a pursuit of knowledge. Never, ever let that thought escape your mind. It is a pursuit of knowledge. Depending on your life circumstances, you can choose what you want to do, right? Because and I say this very bluntly sometimes when some people do reach out to me for whatever, but I tell them very clearly, Freemasonry does not pay my damn bills.
Exactly, right? Yeah, that's it. We
I'm
do
very
our
sorry to
work,
say this,
we
but
come to it.
Freemasonry doesn't pay my bills. It's the work that I do that is even enabling me to join Freemasonry, right? Because at the end of the day, Freemasonry is also, it's an organization that needs to sustain itself, and it's the members who fuel it, right? And Masons pick their own pockets. Like, we don't go around canvassing publicly saying that, hey, we are going to be doing this activity in some school or whatever, and we need your donations. No, we, among within members only, we pull in our own resources, we pull in our skills, our time, our effort, our money, and we do our own things. That's the way Freemasonry does it. You can't do it if you're jobless. Again, being very
Absolutely.
blunt, but I think it's important to be blunt at times, because many people think that Freemasonry will make you rich. Hell no. Whoever told you that, stay away from them. It doesn't make you rich in any way. It does make you rich with knowledge and wisdom. If that's your pursuit, this is the place for you. If not, there are many other places that you can turn to.
Absolutely, absolutely. And they might even give you guaranteed returns as well.
Oh,
Here
yeah.
again, right? Yeah, the point is the same thing: knowledge, wisdom, what we're talking about, esoteric, which we're talking about. Until unless I don't reach out and
Correct.
try to grab it, I might not get it. But
And
now
that's the
comes the
point.
most
You have to
important.
reach out.
Exactly, you have to do that. It's never given to us on a platter. The reason
Yep.
is because the moment you do that, right, then it is dogmatic.
Yeah.
Then I am the one telling you this is how it is. Whereas I am expecting, boss, this is your playground, go and play. You want to play Luka Chuppi, you do that. You want to play hide and what do you call tag, do that. You want to play cricket, football, whatever, go do it. That is the biggest playground in the world. Do it. Enjoy your time. That's the most important point.
And one thought flashed to my mind right now. Again, being in leadership, right? And anyone who's into leadership, you would have heard this term servant leadership. It's one of the different styles of leadership, right? And Freemasonry is one of those places where you see that in black and white. Again, going back to the point that whatever you do it on your own free will and accord, right? You're doing it because you want to, not because someone asked you to. That's the wrong approach. You want to do it. Of course, there will be people who might be willing to guide you, willing to inform you. There might be people who will approach you in the lodge and say, hey, you become a master mason, there's this XYZ degree, why don't you join it? Right? They might give you the information, and they probably might tell you that we meet in so and so days, and just see if you want to be part of it. You're the one who will take the final call. But what is happening over here? This individual who has approached you is basically showing servant leadership. They are trying to inform you about it, but they leave it up to you, right? They are nudging you, they are guiding you along the way, but it's never like, hold my hand, we'll go my way. Not that way.
Exactly.
This is again one of those places where you learn something like it. Just an aspect of leadership. I thought I should bring it up, but again, good place to sort of understand that.
And Shashi, as you mentioned, right, somebody approaches you, but then obviously the point comes, what if nobody approaches me? Or what if I want to do my research? Where do I go? And that's where you, Shishir, you and me come into focus. You know why? Because, well, hell, we are the first Masonic podcast in India. And we were always interested in making sure that the journey of Freemasonry, the knowledge of Freemasonry, the wisdom of Freemasonry is spread across. Now, This is where we request our brethren who are clueless, or rather who might have a little knowledge about what's happening, to listen to this.
Alrighty folks, I hope you've enjoyed this episode as well. This was the end of part 2, and look forward to the next and final part, that is part 3 of this particular series. I hope you have been enjoying it thus far. Please do leave a like, share it among your friends, and please subscribe to our channel. This is a nascent channel that we're doing, and I really hope that you would give us all your love and support. So with that folks, thank you. That's all folks. We sincerely hope that you liked our episode and got a glimpse into the fascinating world of Freemasonry. If you have any queries about what we have shared on the podcast or about Freemasonry in general, please check out the show notes for links to the Grand Lodge of India's website, or write us an email, which is theashlars podcast@gmail.com.